I was the first woman lawyer in the part of Papua New Guinea I was in. I was the first woman judge in that right through the South Pacific. And I think one of the things I can look back and say is I showed that women could do the job. And that's the one thing I would like to be able to say, that I showed that women could work, make sensible decisions, make legal and logical decisions, and that they could do it professionally. So that's one thing I feel that I've done for other women. I'd also like to think that the work I've done for prisoners, both in Papua New Guinea, and again I did it in Sierra Leone. I went into the prison in Freetown. In Sierra Leone, like Papua New Guinea, like most Commonwealth countries, their legislation is that there should be a judicial inspection of the prison once a month. And I went in there unannounced, just turned up at the door, said prison inspection. I brought up 2 magistrates with me. I asked the governor, when did they last have a prison inspection? And he said, I've been at this prison 25 years and you're the first one I've seen. And that, following very simple checks, you become very aware how human rights are abused. Not intentionally, but through negligence and carelessness. And making that awareness, I think, was important. Raising that awareness. Some examples are in the prison in Sierra Leone. There were 14 men. They'd been in the prison for 4 years. There was no warrant for their arrest. They were never charged. They were just there. They'd been put in. I later found out why they'd been put in. But they'd been put in, and nobody did anything about them. And I had to make sure they were released because that was totally illegal. Now, that wouldn't have happened in Papua New Guinea because they'd been trained that they couldn't take people without a piece of paper. But in Papua New Guinea, for example, in contrast, I went down to do a cell inspection at the police cells one morning very early. A man kept talking to me in Pidgin. He said he'd been in the police cells for 12 weeks and he was never in court, and he went on and on. And I said to the duty sergeant, has he been in these cells for 12 weeks? And the duty sergeant said, no, 9 weeks. And I said, well, what's he charged with? And he said, he's not one of ours. Oh. And I said, yes, but he's here. Why is he in the record? Is he in the charge book? Is he in the cell register? No, he's not one of ours. It took me a while to find out what happened. He'd been brought from another court in another area by police who were taking convicted people to prison. He had got into the police van. They left all of the men at the prison, and they went away. The prison authorities then started checking. They had something like 10 men and only 9 pieces of paper. So they knew they couldn't keep him. So what did? They take him to the nearest police station. He hadn't been charged in that police station, so they put him in the cells and forgot him. So these are the type of things that I feel I can look back and did. And also, of course, the forced marriage is a personal decision that I feel quite pleased about.